Hello guys, in this video we'll first add the cloud models on top of the aeroplane image target and then we'll move them in the direction of the aeroplane. So let's start with the customization. So first from the asset store I'll download the cloud models. So in the search field I'll type clouds. Next we'll be looking for free cloud models. So I'll go with this particular model, which is Awesome Low Poly Fantasy Cloud. So for downloading them, I'll click on the import button. I'll again click on the import button. Now the unique feature of this particular asset is that not only does it contain the low poly fantasy clouds, but it also contains low poly mountains as well. So if you want, or depending on your project, you can use these low poly mountains as well. So the asset is downloaded. Next, I'll open the low poly fantasy house. After this, I'll open models, and in models, you can see the Phi low poly cloud asset. And along with that, we also have these low poly mountains, which I was talking about few minutes back. Now in this particular project, I'll only be working with the clouds, but if you want, you can make use of these low poly mountains as well. So first, I'll drag this particular cloud model inside my project. So the cloud model name is RGCloud01. I'll change its X position to 0. I'll change Y to 0. And since the Z scale of an aeroplane model is minus 2.93, so I'll change its Z to minus 2.93. Okay. Now since this cloud is larger in size, so that's why our image target has basically gone inside it. So I'll first reduce the scale of it. I'll reduce the scale a little more. Next, I'll rotate this cloud. Now at this particular scale, this cloud model is approximately the size of an aeroplane model. So that's why I'll reduce the scale a little more. Next, I'll position the cloud in the opposite direction of the aeroplane model. After this, I'll just rotate it a little bit. Okay. So currently I have just created one cloud. Next, I'll go ahead and I'll add 7 to 8 clouds inside a project. So I've finished customizing the clouds. Next, I'll create an empty game object inside which I'll store all of my clouds. So I'll create an empty game object. I'll position this empty game object in the middle of all the clouds. So I'll place it somewhere over here. Next, I'll give this empty game object a name of cloud objects. After this, I'll first make all the clouds as child of this cloud object. And next, I'll make the cloud objects as the child of the aeroplane image target. So now our aeroplane image target has two childs. First is the aeroplane model, which is the super underscore Spitfire. And the second childs are the cloud objects. Now, as you know, in the previous video, we wrote the translate script program for moving the aeroplane from the right side to the left side. So in this video as well, I'll attach the translate script to the cloud objects. So with the cloud object selected, I'll click on add component and I'll attach the translate script to a cloud objects. Now in case of the cloud objects, as you may notice, since the x-axis is pointing in the forward direction, so this time for the cloud objects, I'll change or I'll modify the x-axis value. So in place of 0, I'll change the x value to 0.2. And this time if I click on the play button, then this time you can see the clouds moving and both the aeroplane as well as the clouds are approaching each other. So guys, after making these changes, I'll end this video over here and I'll see you in the next video.